Hey guys, this is a video review of my Einl Novo 7 Venus. Now I just recently purchased this tablet because the zoom, I had a Motorola Zoom, but it was just, I think the 10-inch form factor was a little bit too big for me. I personally don't want a tablet that big because this one I can easily just fit in my pocket and go because I don't wear skinny jeans or anything. But so yeah, let's get into it. So first, let's talk about the build quality and design. So the back of the phone or tablet has this rubberized plastic. It feels really nice in the hand. As you can see, branding right there, Novo 7 Venus. Made in China. It went through the FCC and all that. It has a rear-facing camera. It's a 2 megapixel, nothing special or anything. And over on the side you have all your ports, which are HDMI, micro USB, SD card slot, a microphone, a headphone jack, and a power adapter, which it came with. So yeah. And then on the front you have the 7-inch display. By the way, it's a 1280 by 800 display, and it's a IPS display. So this is the same resolution as the Nexus 7, which is really nice. I really like that feature. The display looks gorgeous on this device. As you can see, you got some Einl branding and your 0.3 megapixel front-facing camera. So let's go through some of the other specs. It runs a quad-core, I believe it was Actions Owl processor. It's on the Cortex A9 processor. It's quad core, clocked at 1.2 gigahertz, but if you actually look at the clocking, it's like 11.50 megahertz, or not 11.50, 1150 megahertz. There we go. And yeah, and it has a gigabyte of RAM. It has Wi-Fi. It has, I don't know the graphics specs, but the graphics aren't as good as the Nexus 7. It runs Android 4.1.1 Jelly Bean, but next week it'll get 4.2. And you can see the speaker grill right there. Forgot to show you that. But yeah. And next week, Einl promised us Android 4.2. Let me just... There we go. Einl promised us Android 4.2.2. So hopefully we'll get to see that in the upcoming next week. But they basically release firmwares for this thing every week so far. That's what they've done. Hold on, my hands. Sorry about that. Okay. So they basically released new firmwares every week, and this is the latest firmware. Let's just scroll right into settings, go down to, dang it, and you see it has a little bit of touchscreen responsiveness issues, but it's fine. It works after you do something. But as you can see, okay, there we go. Build number 2013 03.28, or so it's 0328 build. Kernel version Android 4.1.1, Novo 7 Venus. Now this tablet does not come with GPS, but it does come with the 3G dongle slot and Ethernet dongle slot, so just in case you want to do that. And navigation bar is a little bit different, and you see you got a screenshot button. Hold on. A volume or back, home, multitasking, volume up, volume down, and screenshot button. Then you have your notification bar, typical Jelly Bean style notification bar, and yeah. So then, yeah, benchmarks got into the 11,000 or yeah 1100 benchmarks. I'd never tested benchmarks on this device, but they have screenshots of it on a website, and yeah, so I'm just gonna go off what they say. So performance is all right. I expected more from a quad core processing tablet. but it definitely is not bad performance, but it's not particularly good performance, because it does hiccup every now and then, and yeah. Now, here's something interesting I found with the tablet. Since it has a 1280 by 800 display, even though it's a 7-inch tablet, a lot of the Google Play Store apps and just about the whole Android OS thinks this is a full 10-inch tablet, is what I'm starting to see. Because if you go into the Play Store, and you know how Amazon Mobile has an application for 7-inch tablets, but it does not for 10-inch, this basically, whoops, if we go search Amazon, Amazon Mobile, as you may see, it's not compatible. Even though this is a 7-inch device and it should be compatible, it's not. Also, the YouTube application that is on this device is the 10-inch YouTube application. As you may see, it looks like the 7-inch one, but there's no way you can swipe it across. They're both two different panes, and that's probably because the display resolution is 1280 by 800, and it doesn't run the phablet UI, it runs the tablet UI. So that's just a little something I found with the tablet that's a little bit weird. So, little bit of compatibility issues with a few applications, but yeah. Once you get the tablet, if you order it from Amazon, it'll come with the earliest firmware, which I recommend you flash the newest one, because the first firmware is a really laggy. Einl didn't do so well with the first firmware, and yeah, but this firmware right here improves upon performance tenfold. Like, I just am surprised on how a software update could make this whole tablet run 10 times better. So yeah. And also makes benchmarks run better. So yeah. Now, how you would install an update is you cannot install it through over the air. You have to download a specific tool to your computer called Actions Firmware Update Tool, something like that. And what you have to do is you have to turn off your device, press volume up, and then don't press the power button, but plug it in through USB to the computer, and it'll turn into flash or fast, or I forget the mode called, but the firmware update mode. And then you can update your firmware with it. So yeah, and basically you just go to Einl's website and download the next version of the update, and it'll come with like 4 items, or actually 5, because the MD5 item. But basically you go into the tool and ask you, please find the .fw file, I believe. And then you find that, and then you'll have like these 4 panes on the side called boot. Boot was already filled in with the FW image, and then it has MISC partition, and you just fill in the blanks with browse. It's okay. It's a fairly easy process. Probably not for the mainstream consumer, because it is technically like Odin, just a little bit difficult, or more. It's a little bit more, I wouldn't say difficult, but just more complex than Odin. Odin, you just put it in download mode, plug it in, and then one file feeds all. Like, the one tar can feed every partition, so, you know. Alright, so performance on this device, pretty decent. Let's talk about battery performance, because currently, right now, my battery is at 96%. I took it off the charger around 12:30ish, maybe 12:15. So that's decent battery life, I'm not gonna lie, so far. I recently just woke up, actually. I figured out that standby time is very low. Like, you can go while the display is on, it won't die as quickly. But once you turn that display off for more than 30 minutes, the battery will just drain tremendously. And it does kind of suck that it does that, but you know, the more you use the tablet, the more battery performance you get out of it. Even if I don't use it all the time, I can still get a day of use out of it. Like, I get up around 5:45 and then I leave around 6:45. So 6:45 is when I take everything off my charger, my phone, my tablet, and stuff. And then I get on a bus because I go to school. I don't work yet, but I go to school. And I have an hour-long bus ride. So the bus gets here around 7, and about 8 o'clock is when I get to school. And by that time, I'm listening to music on my tablet and playing a game. Sometimes Black Ops Zombies, sometimes Minecraft. And by then, I'll probably have about 80% battery by the time I get to school. Maybe more. It really depends about how hardcore I play the games. But, and then I get out around 3. By then, it has about 45% battery life. Maybe 50, around there, but it's half drained. And then after that, I go home. I get home around 3, and I usually plug it up. And yeah, that's a typical day for me. So that's my battery performance. It lasts me for the day, and I could probably go even further upon that, but you know, I just choose not to. I choose to plug it up when I get home. So yeah, is auto brightness on? No, it's not. Okay. So yeah. So that's my battery performance, and it could be different for you. It actually has a 4,000 milliamp hour battery inside. And yeah. So gaming performance. Let's talk a little bit about gaming performance. All these games work on here. All 6 of those, my bad. I haven't tested out Order and Chaos yet. Usually Gameloft games don't work with Einl tablets, but I'm hoping it'll work because that's my favorite Android MMORPG that I play. And yeah, I haven't tried Netflix. Don't know if it works or not. Probably will, but Chrome does not work. If you go into Chrome currently right now, the only thing that'll happen is, just wait for it. It'll pop up. There, that. It'll do that on every website ever. So Chrome officially does not work properly. I don't know why. I don't know what gives, but yeah. And what's sad is the browser, the stock browser. I was on Urban Dictionary looking up something. It does not have standard it doesn't have bookmark sync. So all you can do is just local bookmarks. It doesn't have any of your synced bookmarks at all. So it's kind of a bummer that Chrome doesn't work, so I can't get my bookmarks going. So yeah, but it has the Play Store. It has Google Now right off the bat, so let's just fire up Google Now. So yeah, Google Now works perfectly. Google. How? Yeah, but you see it works. I didn't know what to ask it. But yeah, all in all, it's a pretty nice tablet. Let's go over how thin it is, actually. So as you can see, that is the thinness of the tablet. It's a pretty thin tablet. And yeah, camera performance was really, really subpar. Like, it's probably one of the worst cameras on a tablet. At least it has a camera. The front-facing camera was pretty decent for video chat, but just the rear-facing camera, it's horrible. 2-megapixel camera, but you know, comparatively speaking to the Nexus 7, at least it has a camera, you know. And yeah, so I can't wait for the 4.2 update, and when it comes, I will definitely put more videos out there. But this was my initial review of the Einl Novo 7 Venus. So yeah, thanks guys.